Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have some pretty damn awesome information and this is actually quite exciting. Kudos to one of my subscribers who actually sent this to me, which is really cool. So Alex Shot 1 channel 2, he actually sent me a tweet and said, hey, by the way, DLC 6 for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is in development, check SteamDB. So I was like, I'm gonna go on that stuff ASAP guys, and guess what? It is actually happening. So as he was telling me, well, we have here 20 hours ago development on DLC 6 for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is this one here, by the way, which is quite obvious. This is DLC 6. I mean, come on, like if you go back to the update history, as you can see here, the development already started and they've added the encrypted download, so they've added a ton of stuff here, like a gigantic amount of stuff, okay, in the update. And obviously you can't check the size because if you go there, yeah, nothing really shows up, unfortunately, so you can't really see what's behind the scene. I mean, this is just says here only 5 DLC, 9 DLC, so not really sure what the hell this actually means, but basically we know that this is most likely going to be the development in the DLC 6 for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, guys, which is really exciting. We have here, which is really interesting because this one here says DLC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But we know that some of these DLCs are actually in reference to the content which was part of the pre-order and stuff. So you can't really rely on that stuff, to be honest, which is really, you know, not that straightforward. But what we can actually rely upon is this, guys. The fact that we are actually getting, guess what? A development of an update 2.10. So the update of the DLC 5 is 2.01. Okay, so that's DLC 5, which is still in development, and they haven't touched it for like 7 days, so I presume that it's ready to just release publicly, but I just don't know why it's not being released as of yet. If we look backwards, this is where we see something quite interesting. Now if you look at this, the previous public release was DLC, sorry, my bad, the update 1.92, and this one was when they released the Bardock DLC straight away, right? 1.92. Before this one, it was I believe the update 1.8, I believe, so I think it was 1.81 or 1.82. It doesn't really show the other ones, unfortunately. It doesn't really show the other updates, just a couple of ones, to be honest, but pretty sure that this one is effectively, as you can see here, it jumps from like 10 to 10, so from 1.9 to 2.1, which is DLC 5, and then 2.10, which is DLC 6. So quite exciting, guys. This means that they already have plans in place. They're developing it quite heavily, and they are going to potentially release DLC 6 at some point towards the end of the year, because we are now in July. DLC 5 is still not out there, the tournament, 23rd Budokai Tenkaichi tournament. So that means that DLC 6 is gonna come, guess what, towards the end of the year. Now, just to remind everyone that the DLC 6 is end of Z, so we had confirmation on this from DBS Hype on Twitter. It's gonna be end of Z, and it just ties in perfectly because for the Season Pass 3, which is going to be announced in 2024 for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, they are going to release super content. Now, I'm not sure how structured is it gonna be. They may still change their plans. Just to remember, this is really important, so Bandai may just scrap it and then just decide to release an actual sequel of Kakarot for Super, so that could still be a possibility. From my point of view, my personal opinion is that they should actually do that. They should actually just release a sequel and not pump more DLCs out of this game, because they are missing an opportunity. Like the game, for example, is built with Unreal Engine 4, so if they would move to Unreal Engine 5, same as Budokai Tenkaichi, for example, which is in development, they could have more opportunities and the game could be developed even better, and only made, of course, for the PS5, the Xbox Series X, and the PC, because then you can just give it so much more development, give it like the care you want, the love you want, and I believe the game would benefit much more if they would just make a proper sequel. Now, obviously, guys, of course, we don't know what's their plans, because, you know, these plans change a lot substantially, so we may end up seeing potentially DLC as I would say 7, 8, and 9 as part of the Season Pass 3 in 2024, so that could be a possibility. Or like I said, they could change their mind like last minute. Now, in terms of speculation, after the end of the saga, of course, the next super DLCs are most likely going to be, guess what? Universe 6 Tournament, Black Goku, and Tournament of Power. If I mean that's pretty obvious. Or the Broly DLC, and then effectively the either the Tournament of Power and the Black Goku Saga. I believe that these could be the ones which are going to be part of the series, most importantly, because it just makes sense, and especially because they are doing the tournament DLC. So in the actual tournament DLC, which you are getting in DLC 5, there's going to be ground combat, which means that with ground combat, guess what comes? Of course, more possibilities, more opportunities to enable like a bit more like close quarters combat, not just flying around like crazy. So that's a really good thing, right? Which is really nice. So guys, that's it for today's video on this one. Like I said before, unfortunately, there's still no information when DLC 5 is gonna come in. I am hunting for this information almost on a daily basis, but there's just nothing to show for. Like I have nothing. Nothing is coming out because the developers are still keeping it really tight-lipped. I think the VJump scans are gonna come in the next couple of weeks. I believe between the 12th and the 16th of July, we're gonna get the VJump scans. So they're gonna be on Twitter, of course. So if they come on Twitter, I am definitely going to tell you guys ASAP, because usually DBS Hype pushes the updates quite fast, to be honest, so it doesn't really take long. So as soon as we get some information on this, I am literally gonna publish this information, guys, for you like instantaneously. But yeah, that's it for today's video. So quite exciting that they are actually taking it seriously. They're developing the DLC 6, which is really cool. And yeah, I cannot wait to actually get some proper gameplay on it and some information to share with you guys and just see how this plays out. So guys, that's it for today's video. As always, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I shall see you later in the next one, hopefully with finally information on the release date for the DLC.